Hey, this is Katie Goes Platinum, and I'm here today with Grace and Cy from the Color Lounge in Burbank, California. And my friend Michelle went to them for her gray hair transition, and she spoke glowingly about it. And so I thought, since all of you have so many questions about how to go gray at the salon as opposed to growing it out cold turkey like I did, and since I did that, I don't know a whole lot about it. So I wanted to talk to them and get an expert opinion about how that goes. So nice to meet you, and thanks for coming.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks. Can you just tell us a little background in your salon and when you started and how long you've been doing gray hair transitions and everything else?
Okay, so we opened Color Lounge in 2014, and we've been doing the going gray transition a little before 2000. So I've been doing hair before 2014, and we took over the salon that our boss owned prior to us. And she actually used to do a little bit of going gray before we took over. This was before going gray was not even in style. So when she was doing it, it was, everybody frowned upon it. There was barely, a handful of people trying to do it. But my ex-boss was very detailed, and, we were always kind of just, we want to do what the client wants to do. So we were never opposed to not trying to do the gray. We like the challenge. So if you want to do gray, cool. It's still hair color. Let's do it. So, and then we started to get a following of, by word of mouth, doing the going gray transitions. Again, when we were still doing it from the beginning, it was still just not popular. There was a lot of resistance. A lot of our clients, their friends, their family members, they were just not getting support, and I felt bad for them. But, we were always welcoming to their transition because we support whatever the client wants.
I mean, I didn't think there was anything wrong with gray hair to begin with. So I just did it. The color. I didn't think it was it's a bad color. As a matter of fact, gray is my favorite color. So I didn't see anything wrong. Nothing was wrong. Nothing.
That's really refreshing to hear, because a lot of us have had bad experiences with salons that aren't supportive. I had a hairdresser who just told me, you'll look old, and she wouldn't even discuss it. And she was almost angry at me for bringing it up. So I think there are great salons like yours that are open to everything. And then there are people who maybe need to be a little more open to hearing from their clients what they want too. You know what I mean? So I think maybe there'll be more acceptance of it now with the whole COVID thing, of more women are going gray. Do you think maybe other salons across the country might be a little more open to that idea? So.
I do think it's just more accepting now because of the trend, and the young people, I think, like it. So I think maybe the young people kind of brought it out there too, and Instagram, and also the growing community, the going gray community. There's a lot more support, and I feel like groups that's formed. So. And especially with the COVID, I've noticed a lot of people, they couldn't color their hair. So definitely a lot of grow outs. And we've definitely gotten a lot of, inquiries from, the COVID shutdown afterwards. When we opened back again, there was a lot of inquiries wanting to do the gray transition. And that people are just, they couldn't get a hold of their hairdresser. So they're like, well, I need to go low maintenance. I don't know what's going to happen when I can get my hair done again. I need to be able to go a longer time without coloring my hair. So this was a perfect time. So.
It really definitely, if you're going to go gray cold turkey, then being stuck at home for 9 or 10 months is kind of the nice way. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but at least it's easier than having to, I was growing out my gray at work. So I came into work every day kind of looking a little, nutty with my hair, changing colors. I had probably 4 or 5 different colors on my hair at the time, but I think it's great you're so supportive. And so one thing my people really want to know is, which process do you use at your salon to help people transition? And can you just give us an idea maybe of the cost and how long it takes and all that? So.
Yeah.
I know it probably depends on the person.
Yeah, with that, well, we can determine after we have a really thorough consultation, because we can't just give you, okay, it's gonna be this much, your hair's gonna come out like this. It never. Like you,
right.
That's why consultation is crucial. I mean, I've done consultation where I have to tell the clients, like, I don't think you should do the transition. You should just grow it out. I will show them, like, okay, well, you grew it out 6 inches already. If you twist it up, put your hair up, maybe put a headband, because not everybody can go through this like going gray in one day. It's pretty harsh.
Right.
You know? So
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, I wish I could say, like, oh, every, you know, I mean, yeah, everyone, I mean, anyone could go through this transition, but you will not get optimal result. You know, not everyone's going to have the same result.
Right. That's what I thought about, because when I had dyed my hair for 25 years, and by the time I stopped, it was very damaged, you know, and partly I was doing a mixture of salon dye, which was better quality, but then I was also doing it at home, which was a little harsher. I don't know if that's true.
I mean, color is color. It just, it depends on, it's not just the color that's damaging your hair. Shampoo in your hair, touching your hair alone already damaging your hair. So whether it's color or whether it's home color, I mean, they can both damage the hair.
Oh, that's good to know. Now I don't feel.
Yeah, how often you shampoo your hair, if you're using heat styling tools. So there's a lot of things that could damage your hair itself, and just adding color and let's say bleach, especially if you're doing blonde, you know, that could damage your hair. So we do require all of our clients to have a mandatory consultation with us. And we do a thorough 60-minute consultation. I mean, even with our regular clients, like, you know, a lot of salons is just 15-minute max. I mean, like with every one of our clients, I mean, hair color is a science. So a lot of times, like, we have to, you know, educate our clients on what goes on with their hair, why their hair turning orange. So we have to go over, in a way, we have to educate all of our clients who wants to go gray, the whole process, because that's how they're going to understand why their hair is going through a certain way, instead of blaming us why their hair went through a certain way. So they're going to go through the journey with us, you know?
I think that's great, because I remember when I was in high school or in college in the 80s, and it was really popular it's probably going to come back, so I won't make fun of this look, but the look at the time was, you know, the short hair with like the really long, thin braid, you know, that was like a thing for a while. And I wanted it to be white, you know, and they tried to bleach it, and my natural hair color is almost black, and it never turned lighter than dark orange. Like, it just wouldn't go. So I'm sure some people's hair probably adheres better to these processes, like you're saying, and some people aren't. So I think it's great you're doing this big consultation with people, and then they have a better idea of what it's going to take.
I mean, there's like many options. So even let's say that they cannot do the going gray transition, there are other options, meaning like you can grow it out gracefully. You can do low lights with it. You can start changing color. For example, let's say you color your hair 5N, and let's say you have 50% white hair, 50% dark. You can actually go lighter in color. But that's going to take time. That takes a couple of years. But there's no damage there. You know, when people want it like done, they want it done in a, you know, one, like overnight, which is it you know, your hair, I mean, it's not magic. So it's,
Right. So if somebody wanted to go gray, because I do get a lot of people ask me that they want to go gray like in 24 hours. I mean, they don't want to do, like, it took me 2.5 years to grow out my gray hair. And for me, it was the right decision, but for some people, they want to go sooner. So if there's an ideal hair color that would be easier to go gray faster, would it be like a blonde person or like light colored brown hair? Or does it not just depend on the hair?
The lighter, the better. But even though, let's say they color their hair kind of like blonde already, so you need to lift all that color off the hair. And if their hair is not healthy, I mean, doesn't really matter at this point. You can have already blonde hair, but it's like fried, and you come in, you want to be gray. If it's already blonde and it's fried, you need to go like almost translucent to get the gray, the silver. Imagine it's going to be on the floor, you know, the hair. So.
Right. So having healthier hairs might give you a better outcome if you start off with good hairs. So.
Good canvas will produce good results. Yeah.
That makes sense. So, okay. And so for, let's say it's an ideal client comes in, they've got healthy hair and maybe it's not going to be like what would be I guess what I'm trying to say is what would be the average, I guess you can't say there's an average length of time it would take to do this. So some people it could be
a long time.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Even the simplest hair is, we always, you know, I always want it to take like a shorter amount of time, and it always takes a long time because if you want to safeguard the hair, if you want to do it right, it does take a long time to lift the hair to, you know, you're going from a certain color, like let's say from dark. A lot of times, a lot of people come with darker hair and want to go to light, or even a medium color brown to light. It still takes a long time to, you know, you got to slow cook it, you know, so you want it to be healthy, and we have to watch it. We have to look at every foil, make sure everything is still good and healthy. So a minimum, it still takes between, and at the minimum, I'll just say it takes all day.
Okay.
But you know, learning from my experience, like I would just recommend everybody to go in sessions, and whatever we can get you in that session, that would be the healthiest. I wouldn't recommend anybody to have an expectation of getting this done in one shot, because to have that expectation, you're putting pressure, number one, on your hair, on us. And then we have to, you know, we don't want to put that pressure to get this goal. And then, you know, like, you know, put that time, and then like, maybe we have to like rush it. We don't want to rush the hair. So like, if we don't get to that result in that day, it's okay. You can always come back. Like, it's better than like, okay, we got the color, but your hair is not as, you know, healthy. And then eventually your hair is going to wither away. And that's not, you know, you paid all that money. Why, you know?
Right. Yeah, that doesn't seem like something you'd want to do. I mean, personally, I think I'd rather take the time and do it over sessions. First of all, also because isn't it exhausting for you, but also for the client to be there all day? That sounds like it would be a lot. I mean, I can barely sit still for an hour or two. So to do 8 hours or something would be difficult. So.
They all say that, but yeah, so they all say, no, I can do it. And then they realize
5 hours in
it's a long time in the chair.
How many more hours?
Yeah.
That would be hard. So.
Now that we have to wear masks, it's really, really hard. Before COVID, you know, we have everybody camp out, bring entertainment, they bring their computer, their books, you know, food. But now we, you know, like the less time is better, because, you know, it's hard to wear that mask while you're in here.
Since I haven't had a lot of these processes done, I don't totally understand them. But so when you say lift the color, is that usually bleaching? Is that how you do it? I mean, I hate to be ignorant, but okay.
Well, yeah, there's besides bleach, there's, I mean, anything that's lifting the hair. It could be bleach, it could be high lift, it could be what's another one? I mean, anything that's a sister of it's taking out the color. It could be color removal. And then usually anything that's taken out color, it's a little bit more harsher on the hair. So usually we have to follow it up with a treatment or something to deposit, you know, back.
Once the person is completely transitioned to silver hair, then how do they maintain it at home, or do they come see you again to keep like having it kind of like, how does it work when, I guess I don't totally understand how they eventually go to their own natural gray. Like, do they just start growing out what you've done, or how does that work? So.
That's pretty much, I mean, if the lightening process was a success, then, and they're not turning to yellow or anything like that, then pretty much they can just grow it out. There's some time that they could come in for a toner, but again, this is really have to be, it's about how their hair, because, you know, everything is chemical. Sometimes they walk out with silver hair. 2 months later, they start turning a little yellow. And I mean, even slight yellow, sometimes it's okay, but to a certain client, they're like, oh no, I hate yellow. And sometimes at that point, you cannot tone the hair. You can only
Really?
more, you know. So it just, yeah, there's no definite answer to any of this. It just like really, I mean,
yeah,
depends on the person.
Yeah, I would say that it, even after you transition, there's still some maintenance involved. Um, the grayest gray you're gonna have is your own. We're only here to help you transition. You know, because the healthiest hair is what's, you know, gonna be the best gray. Because when the hair is porous, it can turn, you know, even gray hair can turn yellow, even natural gray hair. So like when you chemically alter the hair, it can have a tendency to turn more colors due to your water, due to heat. So, you know, there's only so much, you know, like purple shampoo could do. At some point you have to like cleanse the hair, you have to do some clarifying treatments. You really have to treat your hair well. So I mean, you should be coming in to get rid of them eventually. You know, getting a trim, getting treatments, from time to time, do a toner.
Yeah, so this, going back to lightening the hair, I just wanted to show you. These are like supposed to be like underlying pigment in our hair.
Okay.
This is like virgin hair. If you have color hair, right here is probably gonna be orange, very, you know, red orange that people see. But
okay,
I just wanted to show that if, let's say, your natural is right here, and we need to lift you here.
Right.
Look at how much, like how many colors, how much work. It's a lot of lifting. So I mean, to get here and then actually pass here, because we have to get rid of the yellow. You know, it really.
And so one thing I always tell my clients when they're having a consultation with me, because there's a lot of people that will say, no, I don't want to be blonde. Yeah, well, in order to be gray,
you have to be blonde.
You gotta be blonde. So you have to accept that you've got to be blonde first.
Right. And you know, it's funny because I've always had dark hair, and I remember one year it was Halloween and I put on a blonde wig and all the color just drained out of my face. Like it didn't work for me, which is funny because the gray doesn't do that to me. I was afraid it would, but the gray is a cool color and cool colors work with my skin. But the warm yellow just for my skin didn't work, you know? So it's just interesting how everybody's so different, and some things work on some people and some things don't work on other people. So people are interested in the cost, but of course the cost is going to vary depending on how many treatments you have to do. And also we're in Los Angeles, so compared to Iowa, it's going to be pretty different. So do you want to talk about cost, or should we just say it just depends? So
I would say like whether it's in Iowa or California, I mean, it's a process. So it could be, no matter what, it's an investment. And so, you know, let's say you're going to do a full highlight in Iowa and you're going to do that multiple times. So it's still going to add up, you know, when you do this transition. So it can, you need to put in some time and money into it.
The safest way, which we do offer, you can be anywhere in the world. We do offer a consultation, like virtual like this, to help people. For example, you know, for your hair, let's say you have you're growing out and you have all dark. We can let you know, okay, you have this option, and we can tell you, well, go find a stylist that can do highlights, and I mean, we could give you the instructions of what to do. So that's what we do. If you do a consultation, it's gonna be like the first thing first, do good consultation, and then you go from there, and then you kind of understand, well, if I go to this salon, it's going to run about 2,000 if I do it this way. But if I do the other way, it may be less. There's like I said, there's options. It's not just the one way. I always tell people, okay, first option, you can grow it out. But people don't take that advice. Maybe I did 3.
Or you can cut it off.
You cut it off. And then I go down the list. And then I let them pick, okay, if you pick like the going gray in one day, this is what you're going to be looking at. You're going to be looking at starting at this, and you may not end up with what you're looking for because due to your hair. So.
Right.
So,
you know, I asked my readers to send you some questions. So one of them was, this lady wrote to us from the UK, and they're on severe lockdown there, like we are here. So she wants to know, is there anything she can do at home to help remove some of her box dye color to make the grow out easier?
I wish, you know, but like from the bottom of my heart, no, you cannot do this at home. You can only grow it out. At this point, braid it, put a hat, put a scarf, whatever. Like, I wish I could tell you like, oh, do this, do that, but no, it's not. You never wanted to lighten your own hair. If you want to darken your hair, you want to do your own root touch up, cool. But anytime you want to take your hair and lighten it to make it blonde, I mean, you can do it, but it's not safe if you haven't done it. So there is really no a good answer to this. I wish.
Well, I would recommend using a clarifying shampoo from time to time and using a good hair treatment. So I had a client that I actually flew to her to do her going gray in San Francisco. And before I came to her.
This one is to get rid of box
dye. Get rid of box dye? Yeah. Well, anyways, but to besides to permanently get rid of box dye, well, you know, before I went to her to do her going gray transition, I had her use a clarifying shampoo, you know, for her every shampoo before I got to her. And it actually helped by the time I got to her, lighten her hair. So it does help, you know.
But it depends on what canvas she has.
Yes.
You know, if you have like some salt and pepper, or you have more like white, so it depends on the canvas. Because if you do clarifying shampoo on a dark hair, you strip out the dark hair, but you're gonna expose more of the warm color. It might be orange, it might turn red, you know, so it all depends. But yeah, all in all, like, I mean, if they're not going home, you're not going anywhere, just like let it be, let it grow.
You know, I actually did the clarifying shampoo, and when I first started my blog, I recommended that route until I realized my hair was bright orange by the end of the time, you know, because I was using a Neutrogena clarifying shampoo, which I like, but I really think it contributed to my hair turning so orange. It got to the point where even blue shampoo didn't help, and I just had to live with it.
And it's like, it can be like drying out your hair too. I mean, it will, if you overuse it, that definitely the clarifying shampoo, it's gonna make your hair feel like really rough.
People are asking too if they want to do any kind of upkeep at home on, I guess if they've already had a gray hair transition somewhere else, are there any toners that they could use at home? I hear a lot of women, I don't know if Overtone is a toner, but I hear a lot of women talking about Overtone and things, and I don't really understand toners and all that. So any advice you can give?
Well, toner is actually, it's our hairdresser terminology. We just use it like everyone like, oh, put a toner. People don't even know what toner is anymore. Right. But toner is actually when you want to cancel out something. Let's say your hair is orange. By using blue shampoo, you're trying to tone out the orange.
Okay.
So, does it make sense? So
that makes sense.
Your shampoo, your shampoo was the toner that you used to try to get rid of the orange.
So it's almost
like it's actually like a deposit of color.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. So Overtone or blue shampoo or purple shampoo, all of those are basically toners.
Yeah, they can be toner, and then of course permanent, permanent, semi-permanent. They can all be toner as
well. Okay, that's good to know. So if somebody has gray hair that they've gotten done, they can use a purple shampoo occasionally if it gets yellow, right? I mean, that's the kind of toner they could use. And
it's one of the options. Yeah.
Okay.
If the hair respond well to the purple shampoo, meaning let's say they were gray and then it went yellow, and then they used the purple shampoo and it worked. It went back to, but normally it won't go back to gray. It's just gonna get rid of the yellow, and it's gonna be more like whitish, kind of like not really gray. Is that what you mean by gray? Like white hair or gray hair? Like gray?
The gray hair is basically translucent hair, and it's reflecting colors around it. So underneath my hair is almost black. So I think that's why my hair looks more silver, right? Because this hair is translucent and it's reflecting the black, and it's kind of making this silver color. So I've noticed myself, if I use a purple shampoo, it might take out the yellow that I get sometimes, but it makes my hair almost a darker, more steel color than it was when sometimes it's more like a bright white silver. You know what I mean? So I guess, like you're saying, the blue shampoo is not a cure-all. It still deposits a color, and it might even change a little bit temporarily the color of your gray.
And there's varying degrees of that purple. Sometimes it's a blue purple. So you kind of want to be careful, depending on the porosity of your hair, what type of purple you want. So like, let's say you don't want to make it like a darker steel gray, and you just want to tone out a little bit of that yellow and you want it more white, then you might want to go with something that's a lighter, not less potent, violet shampoo.
What is low lighting exactly? I've never totally understood low lights and highlights. And a lot of women want to ask you about getting low lights and not having them turn brassy, if that's possible. So.
Yes, I do. I've done, and it's one of my, I offer this options a lot to my clients. I offer to the clients that have darker hair, meaning less white, more dark. Or even like 50-50. Let's say if they're even like at 50 white, 50 dark, I'll offer it to them. Basically, you just do a low light that matches, the color has to match their natural, and we just break up the line with those low lights, and it won't turn orange because it's all about the formulation.
Okay.
Should we let in the secret? Yeah, most of the time, people, we just need to deposit the color. Anytime,
right.
If you don't want the hair to turn orange from the low light, you only need to deposit the color. You don't lift and deposit. Is that?
Oh, interesting. Okay, that makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. When people cover in gray, the color lift and then deposit. But this one, low light, you just deposit the color onto the hair, so that hair, you're not opening up the underlying pigment, the sheet I showed you earlier. So you won't get red. You won't, unless you have fine hair and you swim a lot or you go out in the sun a lot. Then you actually, that's the wear and tear that could happen, but most likely no.
I just had two people ask me this today. Some women, their hair grows all out gray and they don't like their gray. So this one lady wrote to us and wants to know if she has natural gray hair, could she have actually like gray lowlights added just to give her some more contrast and make it more interesting than what she thinks it is?
I've done that too.
Okay.
Yes. It's actually not, I wouldn't call it a gray lowlight, because to achieve gray, you need to be blonde. So she's already white. You just deposit a darker color and it will just look like gray. So yes, it's called gray reduction. So let's say, it's called gray reduction, meaning let's say it's too white for somebody. So it depends on what they want. Like I said, again, this is like tailor-made. Every formula is special to it's individual. We have some all white hair. She said, I don't like the white. I want silver. And I said, just use purple shampoo or something, like blue shampoo.
Yeah.
And some people say, it's too white. I want dimension. So
right.
So then, okay, if you want dimension, then you can do low light. You can do like 20% of it, 30% of it. So it all depends.
So there's always something that can be done, it sounds like it.
Also make it fashionable. Like I have some clients that want to break, they don't just want it sprinkled throughout like, old gray lady hair. They want it more fashionable. So like maybe they'll want like a thicker piece of like, low light to bring out that depth, to make the white pop, where, just to make it a little bit more edgy. So you can kind of create like your own canvas too. So it doesn't always have to, you don't always have to follow the natural if you don't want to.
Like we can even like make, let's say somebody has all white hair and they like yours, how you have like some white and some dark underneath, and that can be done and it could be fun. It doesn't have to be like Grace said, like old and granny. It could be edgy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's so nice now. I think I have to thank the young people who really started making gray hair fashionable, because I really do think that helped, when they started dyeing their hair gray, and people are like, wait a second, if they can do it, then why don't I just let my hair be gray, And I think a lot of women limit themselves from going gray because they picture like the old style grannies from the 1950s, and no offense to those ladies, but with the tightly curled perms, and there was no style. And now you see women of all different ages with different haircuts and different styles. And if they want to make it stylish, they can. It's not like you're consigned to have unstylish hair because it's gray or white or whatever. So the last question is, I was telling you that there's a lot of women who aren't getting the support they want from the stylist they have now. And so I created this salon directory I told you guys about that helps people who recommend salons that have been nice to them about going gray and have experience going gray, or even if they just won't give them a hard time about going gray, they're on that list. So if somebody doesn't want to change salons, but they want to get their stylist to work together with them, what's a good way that they could approach the stylist without offending them about why they want to stop coloring? Because sometimes people have gotten the response that because the coloring is part of the stylist livelihood, they don't want to give it up. But the lady still wants to go to the salon and she wants to keep that relationship, and maybe she'll still go there for upkeep. So is there any way to gently approach it with a stylist who might seem not supportive?
I guess for me, I mean, I haven't even gotten my hair done at a salon because I've been a hairstylist for so long. I don't know what that's like. But to me, I mean, I would hate for my stylist to not support what I want. I would just totally be honest with them, and I would tell them, hey, I really want to grow out my hair. I still want to come to you to get my hair done. But if you don't, you don't want to support me in this, I mean, I might have to break up with him. I don't know. I mean, I really still want to get my hair done with you. And I would love for you to go through this transition with me. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can add some lowlights, I mean, you can still do color, and I'm still going to get my haircut with you. I mean, we're still going to get I'm still going to do my color with you for another year as I go through this transition. You're not going to lose me as a client, and you might still gain other clients that, are going through the gray process, since there's a lot of us in the growing gray community. And if you're open to it, so that might get them another set of clientele.
Well, you can definitely, my advice would be like, be honest, like, I don't want to color my hair anymore. See what the stylist said, because, with all of the consultation I've done, I think maybe there was like one client of mine that her stylist was okay to.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And the rest did not support, which made me really sad, because like, why do you do that? But I think the big part of that is that they don't know how to do it.
Yeah, there's that
like
too.
Because I had clients that had tried with their stylist and did not work. It went south, and now she's paying more money. So I just say, like, be honest, be polite, be honest, like, hey, I need to stop, whatever the reason may be, hope you understand. Like, do you want to try to help me? If not, do you know anyone that you can refer me to, something like that, I guess. But I think bottom line, being honest, because this is all about coming out and be real, be you, be natural. Why, yeah, you just have to be honest, that's all.
I hear sometimes from women, they go to their stylist and they're afraid to tell them that they want to go gray, and the stylist is like, yes, this is going to be fun. Like, it's rarer, but it does happen. So hopefully it will keep happening more.
I would ask them to really ask their stylist if it's something that they're comfortable with, but because it could be
a disaster if like they
it could be a scary thing if it's not their thing, and you're bleaching people out, so it might turn into a disaster instead of a good thing. So just be careful who you get it done with. So
yeah, that's a good point, because I have heard from people where they had a bad experience. So it's good to see. I always tell them, try to make sure the person you're going to has experience, and like, you have your portfolio up on the site, people can see the pictures and they see that you're doing that. It's a good thing to meet with them first, for sure.
But we do encourage, like, even like get a consultation done through us. It's going to be a lot of help, because I mean, we've done so many consultations. Some went through, some said, okay, I guess no. Some are not ready. A lot of them are like, oh, I guess I'm not ready. Whatever fear they had, but Consultation is like, can't go wrong with them.
Any recommendations for how to keep your hair shiny? A lady wrote in that her hair gets very dull and she needs a product that she could use to make it shinier.
Is her hair colored? Is her hair natural, or?
It sounds like she had a gray hair transition at a salon, and so she's trying to keep it shiny at home. So I don't know if her salon, she didn't give me information. I don't know if her salon is closed, but she needs to use something at home to make it shiny again. So.
With that one, we need to kind of like see what's her hair texture, what color it is, like, and then she's shampoo, how often she shampoos the hair, because that's gonna take away shine from if you shampoo too much, that's definitely gonna take the shine away from the hair. And then like, do they conditioner their hair properly? Because the thing is that it could be as easy as, let's say your hair is dry, right, and not damaged. Okay, people always confuse, and then they have both. So some just have dry, some just damaged. Well, and then damaged, dry and damaged both. But some people have like soft hair but damaged. I don't know if you've seen that. Like I've seen like it's very soft, but it's like it's coming off soft. It's
right.
Like flying off. So a lot of times, like she needs to kind of like see what her so it's dry. Then she needs to pick product that is moisturizing, because people tend to get like repair. When you like go to grab those repair, any type of repair, you're actually damaging your hair even more. It's not going to make your hair shine. Yes, because you don't, because it has protein to repair your hair. If your hair is dry, you just need moisture. You just need to put conditioner, like good conditioner for moisturizing. So that's, first we need to know what her hair is like. But that's one thing that people tends to grab the wrong shampoo in that sense.
For example, like people overuse like Olaplex.
Yeah.
So so that's kind of like a repair, at least a bond. So like you need both, like the strength and the moisture. So if you overdo the strength, it can break. So that's kind of what you have to figure out with your hair, and kind of pinpoint what your hair needs.
And it's also like, like, do you play with your hair? How do you sleep? There's so many things. Like, do you brush your hair all the time? Are you touching your hair? And taking medication? Definitely, that's also one of the top reason why your hair goes dull, because of the medication of the certain vitamins. So so you have to check on that too.
Sometimes if you overdo the like purple shampoo, let's say, you can make the hair dull or look dull.
Right. It's funny because I realize I've been losing hair up here, and I realize I sleep on this side every night for years now. And it's like, I'm trying to train myself to sleep on the other side, because I'm sure that has to be part of it. I sleep so hard with my face in the pillow, and it's like,
When you rub this all the time, have you ever seen those like grass and people walk over and it become just dirt? So it's kind of like that with our hair too. If you like don't switch sides, some people part their hair on this side too much, then they start getting a big gap. Yeah, they have to, it's the same thing.
So shaking things up and doing things differently is a good thing for your hair. A lady wrote to me and she wanted to ask you, she has very frizzy gray hair and she wants to get a keratin treatment, but she heard that keratin treatments were bad for gray hair because they can turn it yellow. Is that true? And if not, or what can she do? So.
It's not that this is from experience. I don't believe that it's 100% keratin. Say you have white hair, let's say your hair, if you were to go and flat iron your hair every day, you're going to turn your hair yellow without using any keratin. The reason the keratin seems to make the hair yellow, because with the product itself and the heat that opens up the whole process of getting the keratin done by shampooing, raising the pH of the hair so that the solution can enter it, and then from there blow dry and then flat iron it with the highest heat, all of that. I mean, because underneath the white hair there's protein that yellow protein, you open it up a little bit, then your white hair becomes yellow right away. So it's not so much that it's like the keratin itself, any heat period. And if your hair is like anywhere from medium to fine in texture, you can easily turn your hair yellow. Yeah, anytime you lift that cuticle of the white hair, you can expose the yellow underlying pigment underneath right away. And if you notice, the people that have longer hair, I have a client, she all natural white, she has this like white, beautiful white hair, but the bottom of her hair is turning yellow. What does it mean? It means it's like, you know, damaging from the water, from brushing it. It's very common to have bottom yellow hair, like turns yellow.
So this client that's saying that her hair is frizzy and she wants to do a keratin, I'm thinking if she does get it done, do you think that, you know, they could just put maybe a toner over like afterwards, like
they can
like maybe that. 2 weeks later,
use purple shampoo.
Yeah, to tone it. If it's really a problem that she's frizzy hair and that's more important to her to tame her frizzy hair, I think she could either just do the purple shampoo conditioner or do a toner afterwards, like maybe 2 weeks after the treatment.
So there's still hope if she's really determined to do a keratin, she could just do some of these treatments after
I think so, because I mean it really depends you know, how bad, you know, she wants to tame that frizziness and you know how much it's going to improve her quality of life or whatever. So, and
it's also too, like, again, this going back to what is her hair texture? Is it fine? Is it medium? Because when you do keratin treatment on a white, like fine white hair, you can create damage, you know, hair, because the strand of the hair is so thin already, and you put all this chemical and in the heat, you know, it can cause some breakage. So the stylist must know what's the proper heat setting to use for a certain type of hair.
So that's another thing. I mean, of course, it really makes sense. If you're going to have any of these services done, you need to make sure that you have consultations and you talk to the people and they understand your hair type, and it's not just
we're doing, because we've done, but the scariest part of it all, someone is getting their hairs blonde, and then right after, she would like highlight our client, Beth. She would highlight her blonde. I ended up doing the percent blowout, and I'm like, oh, I hope I don't break the hair, because, you know, it's heat. It's a very strong heat, you know. So if they must control the heat setting to avoid the breakage.
Yeah, the problem. So I would recommend that girl. So even with like, because we do keratin treatments too, is just with any stylist that somebody goes to that's doing any type of chemical treatment, is like, they just really need to get a thorough consultation, because a lot of stylists don't give enough thorough consultation, and that's kind of scary, you know. So if you have fragile hair and stuff, and you're getting these, especially with the keratin treatment, and they need to know the texture, how fine the hair is, how much heat, they just need to go to someone that really cares and that's really careful. So, you know, that's just the most important thing.
Well, you know, it's funny because remember years ago when the LASIK eye treatments came out and people would spend thousands of dollars on them. And all of a sudden there started to be these doctors who did them for $99. And of course, it turned out some of these $99 doctors were blinding people or causing problems. It's like, you really do kind of get what you pay for. If you want to have a service, sometimes you can't go the cheap route. You need to go to somebody with experience who knows what they're doing. And that usually does cost more because you're paying for their experience and their training. So. And speaking of the keratin treatment, I feel like I was lucky because my hair was so frizzy when I was dyeing it. I think because of all those years of dyeing it, I damaged it. And so since it grew out, it actually has not been frizzy, which has been a huge relief. But so it seems like it's not a given that your gray hair will be frizzy, because that used to be the thing that people would scare us about, was gray hair is always frizzy, which doesn't seem to be the case. It seems to depend on the person. But for the ladies who are battling frizz, I don't really know what to tell them. So besides keratin treatments, what else can people do if their hair is coming in frizzy or coarse and they want to make it silky or smooth or shiny?
Well, number one, I mean, first of all, they have to be willing to do something. So if their hair is frizzy and they don't want to do keratin treatment, meaning they're going to have to do blow dry, but you can always start with doing a good shampoo and conditioning regimen, meaning like pick the right conditioner, knows how to shampoo. So frizzy hair start from here. A lot of times people shampoo their hair like that, so that's creating frizz. You need to stroke it down just at the scalp. It's like you have to shampoo your hair correctly first to avoid the frizz. If you go crazy with the hair, the shampoo, and make a big bubble, of course, you'll get frizzy hair. And then after that, just so shampoo it just at the scalp, stroke it down, don't go back and forth, just go with the grain, and then rinse it off. Now, if you have really frizzy hair, you put really heavy conditioner. You just stroke it down like everywhere. And when you rinse off, just very little, because you want to keep majority of the conditioner on the hair to help weigh down those frizz. So think of when you have dry skin, you put the lotion on to keep it nice and smooth and what do you call it, moist. Same thing with the hair. You need to keep something on there. If you rinse all of the conditioner off, you're left with just water, and water just it's gonna dry out your hair. So then you go back at that cycle of going to frizzy hair again. So conditioning your hair like really, really well. Don't rinse all of it out. That's just number one. That's like the start. And
that's fascinating. That's fascinating to me. I never knew that.
I think also with the people with like curly coarse texture frizzy hair is number one is most important thing is they have to be willing to do something about it. We do get a lot of clients that want like magic to happen. Like they want us to, I don't know, do something, and then they just don't want to do anything. And you do have to put in the work. Yeah. You have to use the right products. So like the right products for your hair type, the right way to do things. Also the right haircut too, probably. If you have curly, coarse texture hair, somebody has to cut it right for you, to have it balanced out. And also with curly, coarse textured hair, if you don't get your hair cut for a while, you have all this dry, dead hair, and you blame it on the hair. Then you have to get your hair trimmed from time to time, so that's going to keep it healthy and also, just better. So all of that above, maybe you have to join like a group, like now they have a bunch of Facebook
curly
groups. Yeah. Group. So to guide you in the right direction.
That's so great. It seems like now we're living in the golden age of hair products and solutions, because, in the old days, you'd be stuck with whatever you were born with and maybe you weren't happy with it. And now there's so much you can do to fix these issues.
I was struggling with my hair when I was younger because it's always frizzed up. Like I have frizzy hair. It doesn't look frizzy today because it's the second day. Because I do that technique where I don't rinse all of the conditioner off. So you just have to keep doing it. Filling at that, because frizzy hair, it's like think of a straw. Hair is a straw and it has like pocket hole, like bubbles. You need to fill in that bubble so the straw can be smooth. Does it make sense?
Interesting. Yeah, that totally makes sense.
You're gonna go sit in that pocket hole and then just gonna help smooth out the hair.
And speaking of all this, are there any product lines that you recommend or that you sell in your shop that you think people should really look into, just in general, not just for frizzy hair?
We do offer, like for our Going Gray clients, our own, well, it's not our own line, but like our
favorites.
Our favorite, like, purple shampoo and conditioner. We do offer the Malibu C line for like clarifying treatments. We do offer the Kevin Murphy lines for some of our shampoos and our styling products. And that one is offered on our website, which you could actually just go online and you could purchase it off of our website. And
good.
Anything else? And for those who are still coloring their hair, we do offer a touch-up kit. I hope we answered a bunch of people's questions, and I think we did. So hopefully that was very helpful. And I'm sure people have more questions. So,
and if they want, and if they want to get anything customized as far as like products, I am a believer, like well, this is me. I can offer you a shampoo. I said, this is an awesome shampoo. It works so great in her hair. However, it may not work great for you, but still give it a try, you know, until then. And then I do tell the clients, like, you want to have like options. Like if you have shampoo, like pick top three shampoos, rotate them. Don't just stick to one, because then your hair get accustomed to that. And then it doesn't wow. Oh, let's go back to that question. Oh, you know, she lost the shininess and whatnot. Maybe change the shampoo, because when your hair get used to a certain thing, it doesn't do anything anymore. Change it up.
That's good to know, because of the blog, I'm constantly testing products. So if you should see my bathtub right now, I have to step over about 20 different shampoos to get in there. So I'm glad to hear this. So.
What's your favorite?
I want to know.
Well, right. I actually don't use purple shampoo very often, but my favorite one I've tried so far was the Pantene Silver Expressions, which, because it's one of the only ones I've tried that I didn't have to deep condition afterwards. It didn't leave my hair dry. So that was nice, you know. And I'm also using a really good shampoo that was created by a gray-haired blogger. It's called By the Way Your Hair Looks Fabulous Daily Moisturizing Shampoo. So I only wash my hair twice a week. So once a week I use that. And then on the other, once a week, I either sometimes use the purple shampoo. Sometimes I just use a clarifying shampoo. I have the Malibu Sea because we have very hard water in our house. And I even bought the Aquabliss water filter for hard water because we're renting. So, you know, we have to just jerry rig whatever we can, but that seems to help. So, and then I have a son with super, super curly hair, and nothing seems to work for him. We've tried so many shampoos. I don't know what to do. So
curly hair, I feel like it's more about the conditioner. There is this curly hair regimen that they should follow. I mean, okay. It's supposed to give them, if you follow this regimen, it's supposed to give them like really nice curly hair. But with that being said, like, does your son like really like take care of his curl? Because, you know, they're like,
he's 19. So.
Yeah. They're not gonna like, diffuse their hair, putting like gloss on this, you know. But the one trick I do want to share though, it doesn't matter, like when you're trying out products, you notice that when something works on your hair, it works instantly. You don't need to finish up the bottle. Like, let's say like when your body reacts well to certain product, your hair feels like, oh wow, it feels amazing. Then that is the yes products for you. Because sometimes people are like, oh, I use this shampoo and I keep using it, and I'm like, but it doesn't do anything. So then don't use it. Use something else. Find that shampoo. Yeah, it's gonna be a quest. It can be a little quest, you know. I still can't find like I found one, but one is not enough because I need to rotate them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's another maybe you want to share with your followers, and then that's simple trick. Just watch what your hair do after. It's like, it's quick, it's right away. You put on a good conditioner, if your hair loves it, it's gonna take it in, and then, you know, your hair's gonna look nice. If it doesn't do anything, then it's not the one.
I'll let you go. Thank you so much for meeting me, and I'll reach out if I have any more questions, but I'll put all your info on the bottom of the chat, and hopefully people will get in touch with you if they have any questions or want to book a consultation.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good night.